Well, it's been a bit, so I thought, since I hadn't done a video in about a month, and since last year, guys, I thought I'd go through the uniforms. I don't have them all right now. I gotta get the Korean and World War II ones washed, and I'm probably gonna sell them because I never wear them. And I got a few uniform pants that need to be washed. They're still dirty, so whenever I get those washed, y'all will see them. But for now, I'm going to go through the uniforms I do have and then show you all the contract dates, because hopefully this will help some people out. This first one is a third pattern, I believe, because it's 1973. Well, let me try and unfold it because I have it folded up pretty stupidly. Collar's all messed up. It's kind of small on me. This was a family member's. He sadly passed away before I got to meet him. I might have met him, but I don't really remember him. But he never saw action, but he was in during the last 2 years of Vietnam. So this was his utility jacket. The tag in the back is gone, so I don't have the sizing anymore. But I think just a few days ago, I ran into a tag on the inside. This one. Alright, let me find my light. It's gonna blind you for a minute. If you look, OG 107, 1973. Part of it's been washed off and faded. Actually, wait, never mind. That's a piece of cloth. It's coming off. This tag is badly worn. But there's the full thing. So I think it's a third pattern if y'all look. But I don't really know about the patterns for them. I know which ones are second if I'm lucky, but this one is definitely not a first pattern because it's got the green for the buttons. And then the only patches on it are just the Three Rivers. But when we move over to my Jungle Fatigues, which is a very last version of them, last ones they made, I think. Because I don't think they ever made them past Vietnam, because they ditched them for the BDUs. But mine is in 1970, I believe. So there's the tag on the inside. It's got a lot of writing, P67K25, and then it's got stains in there, which I don't believe I added. But if you look, it had a name tape on both sides. I didn't remove them; they weren't there when I had it, when I first got it. But it's missing color and spots, so it's a worn one. It's got holes in the pockets. Or not in the pockets, like on the pockets. Right here is the year. If I can stop dealing with this thing acting up. But if you look, it's got the 107, DSA 70. And then whenever I go to wash these, because you got to be careful so the color don't move, I just throw them in the washer with the Dawn detergent, and I just air dry them, because the dryer will mess them up, and people don't understand it. Some people that wore the newer uniforms don't understand that you have to be careful with these, because if you look, this one tattered right here where the pocket is, so I can't actually fully close this uniform pocket. And then this one's got a hole in it, the button's cracked on it, and then up here on this sleeve, this button's also broke. But I'm just gonna leave this thing damaged because they never really got these repaired. This one's a jungle one, or not a jungle, a heat one, because it's got the lines if you look. So it's a summer issue. But these are the early war ones. I lost the year on it, sadly. It was removed. It came out, and I wish it didn't, because these suckers are expensive and rare. Like I said, these are the hard to find ones. I was lucky when I got them. They were cheap. Now, what I always thought were fake about them is these buttons, because they're a brown color. If you look, they're a lot more brown than the ones on this uniform. If you look at them, they're brown, not green. But it turns out, something I heard earlier this year, just about a month or two ago, maybe at most, I heard these were first patterns because they had the brown buttons. They were OG 107s, early war. Just like that veteran who sold them to me said. He works in a store up in Knoxville, Cherokee surplus, and it had the tag on the inside, but I don't see it anymore. There was a tag in here with something on it, which was the sizing and all that. The 32s or whatever, but I just don't have the year, nothing no more. They are original, I swear. If y'all look, they are the cotton. So if anybody who's worn cotton military pants, you'll know how ridiculous they get. They're comfortable and they're better fitted on your body than standard cargos. So that's just what sucks about them, is they're better fitted. So besides that, they are reinforced, which is comfortable, and they do have the elastic, or whatever you want to call this, little button thing on it. I don't know. I don't really ever use this thing. It's pointless to me, because I think it has the other tighteners too. No, it don't. They don't have the later tighteners, but that's those. So that's all the Vietnam era ones. Then before I move over to multicam, which I'm still figuring out about them, here's my BDUs. And these are post 80s, from what I remember. It's hard to date the pants. That's the issue. Is you got to find the year on the pants, and the uniform pants, and they're hard to find. But the standard issue jackets are easier to identify. This one was National Guard, Sergeant First Class, Tennessee. If you look, I've had this one for years. I popped the ranks myself off with a knife. Just cut the strings, so I didn't damage the rank or the uniform or nothing. I still have them. I just don't have the strings. And if I look, it's always on the left side from what I know. If you look on the left side, right there, the year on this looks to be 96. No, hold up. 98. It's either 98 or 99. I think it's 99. So it is post 80s, but it is BDU, so they work, because they didn't really change much from the 80s to the 90s, from what I know. The uniforms are literally just the same. They use these up till the 2000s up in Iraq. And then the pants are the exact same. I don't have the pants for some of these uniforms. They're in the wash, so I won't get to show y'all the difference in them. But as soon as they're cleaned, some of them are cleaned. I just ain't gotten them out of the baskets. But if y'all look, the BDU pants are basically the exact same. I cannot find the thing for them to save the life of me, I swear. Where is the thing on there? Oh, there it is. I hate how they blend in. These are medium regular, but you can't really see the year they were made. I don't understand how to read the stock number or whatever, because it doesn't really tell you. I don't know how to read the national stock number, which is how the newer ones are dated. I never really understood how to do that, so if y'all know, let me know in the comments and I'll try to learn it. But it's basically the same. These are summer issue. The jacket is also, so it's a full summer uniform. Now we're moving on to the multicam. I'm growing out of this one. I'm probably going to end up selling it too, because I don't really wear it too much. I prefer the older uniforms, because this one's a small regular. I'm growing out of it quick, because I'm a bigger dude, so these are more complicated. I don't like how they switched to the zipper and Velcro. I prefer the button fly with the stitching and the sewing for the patches. I don't like, because when you're around helicopters, your patches just fly right off, especially with the ACUs. At least they somewhat updated it, but I still don't like the multicams. They kind of suck. At least in that way, with the newer patches and the newer way they do it. I mean, I get it. It's quicker, easier, more comfortable, and it just makes your life easier in that way, because you don't have to deal with all the buttons, but it don't last as long, because your patches just fly right off. And these are very uncomfortable. The arms with all the Velcro, to me this is uncomfortable, especially in a smaller size. And then I'll go through that jacket in a minute. And then the pants are the same pair I've had for years. I kind of had a multicam jacket when they first came out, and then I gave it away like an idiot. But this was a newer pair, and they had insect repellent and everything on them, but it all went away. If I could find that tag, we'll be lucky if I do though, because I can never find the tags. There we go. Insect shield, insect repellent. These were unissued when I bought them. They were like $32 at that Cherokee Surplus. I really appreciate that veteran. He's selling uniforms and stuff really cheap, and these uniforms go expensive. I don't have any jungle pants, so I use the utilities, but that's just something that I did forget to cover earlier. This is one that I don't fully understand. Now, it does have some blue marker or whatever on it that I washed this thing and it don't come out. But it says extreme cold weather systems on the inside, wherever that is. There it is. Gen 3 extreme cold weather official military or U.S. Army issue is what I meant to say. But if you look, it's got that tag in it. I don't understand it. Because yes, these do have the tighteners, but this thing is so thin that if you put your patches and then you put your winter coat over this, it's just going to pull your patches off unless you sew them. And these are Velcro, so I don't understand that part. Because this thing is so thin, why would you wear this in like an extremely cold weather environment? If you look how thin this thing is, it's like a summer uniform. It's worse than a summer uniform. This is going to keep you more warm. This summer issue pants is going to keep you more warm than this weather jacket, because it's got zippers in the front, triple zipper system for ventilation, because this leads right down on the inside right into these little pockets, which are not, I mean, they're not bad pockets, but still, there's no way this thing's for cold weather. I don't understand it. It's stupid to me. This is Gen 3, so I don't really know much about the newer stuff. So if y'all know, let me know, because that would really help me out. But I mean, it's just like a really thin uniform. This thing is so thin, it's kind of sad. It's comfortable, I will say that much. It is comfortable, but it just ain't worth risking out in the cold weather wearing this. You're better off with an M65 without a liner, which I need to show those, but I'll have to show them in a minute. I will probably go over more than just normal uniforms in this. Now this is just a pair of Desert Storm cargos, but I did cut them down. Some people are not going to like that, but I had a whole bunch of pairs. I got them from a family member. He was in the sheriff's department, and he gave me 2 pairs of Desert Storm cargos and a bunch of other surplus, just stuff that he got in the sheriff's department. And this was one of them, one of the pairs of pants he got. I already have a pair. I don't really need them, so I gave one pair away, and I cut these into a pair of cargo shorts. Now, it's kind of sloppy, so I should have done that better, but I was doing that with a pair of scissors in not very great environment, and not great heating, or not heating, lighting. But this is another pair. This is a special pair. I'll have to show y'all a normal pair of Desert Storms in a minute, because they used those only in the 90s, really, and then they tried to get rid of them to sell them to other militaries that would actually use them, because the camo sucked. So if somebody's throwing a fit about the Desert Storm cargos that I cut up, it's oh well, because the uniform was kind of hated anyway. But now it's apparently getting more rare, now that people have neglected it for so many years, so probably shouldn't have done that, but I already did, so it's oh well. Now I wore these recently, but that's the size. They're kind of big on me, kind of baggy, just a little bit. But if I wear a belt or I tighten them right, I'll be fine. They're just basically a pair of polyester blacked out cargos. But what's special about them is the same guy who gave me the Desert Storm, that other Desert Storm pair. He was in the sheriff's department, like I said. He was the sheriff. So this was his pair of police pants. So I can legally wear these because they don't have any police markings or nothing. And they're very comfortable. They do feel, these were told, from an actual cop who was in during the 80s. She did, or when she was in the police force during the 80s, she told me that these were just like what she wore. So they are apparently police pants. They were used by the sheriff's department. They were black, but it's modern sheriffs for you. And then this one is a DCU. I don't have the pants right now. They're still in the laundry basket. I ain't got them out. Don't feel like going to dig through that just for one video. I'll show them another day. But this one was also issued. It's got writing on the inside. The year on it, I cannot recognize it because it's a NATO number. I look on the inside of here though. Looks like an 88 or a 98. I think it's 98. A lot of these came out in the 90s. They were made in the early 2000s, really. That's when they were used. This one was a blank when I bought it. Still is a blank. The pants are basically the same material. Though my pants are cotton, they're very comfortable. One of my favorite pairs of cargos. And then I'm going to go over this pair. I do have some fake uniforms. I'm going to go through them. I just wear them as like work clothes. So like these ACUs that I have, they're not original, but they did have a real patch on them. So we're not going to be going through them. Because they're, I think, Rothko or something. And the same for my Marpat pair. They're Rothkos. And Rothko sucks, so don't be buying it. I just have them because I needed a pair of cargos when I lost everything all them months ago, but I got it all back now, so it don't matter. I just use those as work pants. I cannot seem to find my other pair of Desert Storms. But the difference between the military or the Army ones and the Marine Corps ones, this one's Marine Corps. I barely ever wear them. They're more of a heavy material, more heavy duty. They're more of like the M65 material. Same material as M65 pretty much. These are more of a cotton, so they're more comfortable. But the Iraq War pair is a lot more comfortable. These are still the cut up shorts, but you get the point. The Marine Corps pair is a lot different. I got these from a Marine veteran, one of his pairs. He was going to give me his old equipment, but he never got a chance to. So if he ever does, that would be very appreciated. But it's alright if I don't get it. But these were made in Alabama, so I'm sure somebody's going to sing the song in the comments. But there's the thing in there. They are real. They're unissued. I cannot find the year though. They might be a slightly newer pair, but this was a pair that he apparently had when he was in, or he wore it like once, I think, and then he washed it and gave it to me, but it's been washed, so it don't matter now. Now this is another jacket. This one I'm going to be keeping in my possession. Next one I probably won't. But this is a World War II era Marine Corps uniform. I know that because the material, the buttons, where this patch is, that's missing, and then this patch with the material and all that. So this is a Marine Corps one. I don't think I have the year on it, and I really hate to say that. Wait, there's something down here, but I don't know. It could be Vietnam era, but I saw it was World War II from what I researched over a year ago. I don't know if it actually is, though. So if it ain't, just let me know. So I would know more about this thing. It does have some red dirt or something on there. I spent like $25, so it ain't much of a loss if it ain't. And then that should be it for those uniforms. And then I'm going to go through the other two that I had, the other two uniforms. But this one's a newer one. I'm not going to unfold it, but or at least not too much. This one's an Air Force summer variant, 2014, 2015 era. The name that came on this uniform was an Indian name, Crow. Or that's apparently what, I forgot who said, but they said it seemed like an Indian name. but that was what the name was on it. I took the name off, took all the Air Force logos and everything off. It still has the official Air Force thing where it says official Air Force issue, but that's on the inside, so you don't see it. But it's just one of those. I probably end up giving this one away, because if y'all don't remember, I did tell the story on it. It is a good quality jacket, and it'll be put to use. I'm not going to use it. I can't stand to wear it. So, there's that. And then I'm going to go through the N65 variant. I'm going to get the older one first, because y'all need to see it. It's better. I like it more than the newer one. If y'all look, it does have, so y'all can kind of see the stitch in there. But what I really like about the N65 is that you can get a liner for these. You can get a pair of pants for them too. And like the extreme cold weather pants, they are apparently really good too. If you mix them with this is going to be your best friend out in the cold weather environments. If I were to take off this other 0, y'all can see that number. That's a good number. I'm just kidding. But these are good, really good jackets. Y'all should probably get one. They're not like super uncomfortable. They can work as a pillow, pretty much anything. Mine is in 1984 dated. This was a family member's. He served in Vietnam, and then after he served in Vietnam, he was a drill sergeant. He was also in the National Guard, so he's had a bit of a career in the years he was in. This was one of his. I got 2 of them. I gave one of them away. So because I wasn't going to use 2 N65s, I don't need 2 of them, because they're going to last. Oh, forgot to show y'all the zipper that this one comes with, because it's a really good zipper. I like this zipper. That's the look for it, so y'all can see it. Has the twine on it. I took the twine off the other one. I call it a twine, but it's like a little string thing. Y'all can see it, but that's that one. I'm trying to button it. It's not buttoning, because I'm not buttoning it right. This is on me. Just these heavy duty military buttons that are not very cooperative. Alright, this one's a 90s era one, and I know that. Now, I didn't have a name on it. This was also a free gift. A lot of my uniforms and stuff I didn't buy. Either family or family friends gave them to me. So if I pull out the tag, it's a small, long, 91 year. So there's the info on it. There's the contract and all that, if y'all want to see it. Yeah, it ain't going to be the exact same if y'all get one. But this is the 90s zipper. The other one was in 80s. Because the 80s had like the gold trim. This has a green trim, so it's more camouflage. But I kind of like the gold trim look, or the bronze, or whatever, more. Alright, I moved to a better spot so I can show y'all these. Because I have all these uniforms, I gotta refold them after this video. But if y'all look, this is my Uncle Smokey. He's the guy who served in Vietnam that I was just telling y'all about. Because he is an awesome feller. He plans on giving me all kinds of surplus and stuff that were his. This is a 1993, so he was in for quite a while. He was in from like the 80s. He was in for years. Or we believe this to be his. It's got a 93 contract date though. Because he was in Vietnam. Because he knew things about Vietnam. He didn't tell me too much though. Because he still has the memories and he obviously don't want to talk about them. But this jacket was his apparently. And we know this because he said he was a drill sergeant. And if you look, that's a drill sergeant patch because it says "This will defend." And I've never had one of those before. And I don't have his name on there, no name, and it just says U.S. Army on this side. Now, the reason why I have this stuff hanging up here is because this is a patrol cap 80s issue. I don't have the year on it. At least I never found the year. It's too small on me now, just by a little bit, so I just stopped wearing it. It stays up on the wall as a decoration now. My Vietnam War boonie, sadly that got damaged, but it is an original 1969 dated Vietnam War boonie. If y'all look on the inside. And then this one is a Desert Storm era. And then this one is an early 2000s style one. We're gonna look at the tag on it. 97. This one, my dad convinced me to buy it. I don't know why, but he did. And I got it back because I had traded it off because I didn't really need it. I didn't really want it. But I traded it off and I traded for it back earlier this year. I don't know the fella Ybarra. I don't know him. But he was an Air Force guy apparently. And these were the medals. Or not medals, you know, the ranks and all that. His unit or whatever. I never identified these. So if y'all know, just let me know. Because I probably won't really look into it too much. Now, that one don't fit me. It's an ACU, a real one. I don't wear it no more though. And the multicam is a real issue one. It does fit me and I do wear it often whenever I go in my multicam uniform. The uniform that said hide on it earlier, that was the third pattern from Vietnam from 73. That one, that's a dress hat that went with it. It fits me pretty well. And that's my Confederate kepi. It's infantry. But that one's not an American uniform piece. Now, this is something I've had for years. It's in bad shape. It is some type of campaign hat, but the pin on here, from what I know, is a World War II radio or something like that pin. If y'all can recognize this hat more, please let me know, because I want to know more about it. I'll try and move this back here so y'all can hopefully see it. I don't know what y'all saw back there, because I don't really, I'll just move it for y'all better. But that's the inside of it. It's in kind of bad shape. But that's basically all the uniform stuff that I got. I'm gonna go get the boots real quick. Okay, I got the boots. I'm just gonna use this as a background. This is just one pair. This is the 90s Desert Storms. Y'all remember them? They're a 9 wide. I just about dropped them right there. They're not a 6 medium. They're a 9 wide. And then there's the company that made them. But they're a decent pair. I worn them for years. They're in bad shape now. If y'all look, the toe is completely worn. Lost the color. It's like leather now, or whatever they use for the toe. This thing can bend in, so that sucks for these. But they are a good pair of combat boots. I worn mine out bad though. I use these for my U.S. Army impressions from the 90s, early 2000s, and even nowadays, because I haven't bought the new pair of boots. I almost got a pair, but they were too small on me, just by a little bit. And it was sad because they were a brand new pair of combat boots right out of the factory. And they were going to be a gift to me from the family member who was a sheriff, but since they didn't fit, he didn't let me have them, obviously, because I ain't going to be able to use them. They would just have to sit on a shelf. But yeah, these were this pair. The inner sole is completely destroyed on the inside though. I'm going to get a pair of Dr. Scholl's for them and then buy new strings. At least unissued version of the military strings. So let me pull out this sole so y'all can see, because they are completely destroyed. Like they're completely cracked and rotted pretty much. And the inside of the boot isn't any better if y'all look. It's just got the standard leather on the bottom. Alright. This is the next pair. I use these for the Vietnam 1980s and also just like everywhere around, because I can wear these around. They're a good pair of dress boots if I have like my pants going over them or even just above them. They look good, especially if I polish them. Now there's this weird effect on it because there's a lot of dust on these. I gotta clean them off badly. Now they're a little bit big on me because my toe only goes to like right here, or right here, somewhere around here. So y'all can see the jump stitching because they're the solid leather. These are private purchased. But if y'all look, now they're dirty. I cannot find the thing on them. Oh, hold up. Y'all might be able to read that. I don't know. If y'all can make out what that says, just let me know. It's kind of hard. I could probably figure it out, but I'm not going to. But on the inside, these are 1975, I believe. 1983, 75. They're either 83 dated or 75 dated. I think it's 83 or 75. It's one of the two. It's confusing. Now, they don't have a inner sole, I don't believe. No, there's no inner sole on these. This is just literally the sole that's built into the boot. So I'm just standing on like solid rock bottom of these boots whenever I wear them. So I'm gonna have to get a pair of those Dr. Scholl's for them too, or whatever they're called. But they are a good pair of jump boots. I like them a lot. If you're going for those impressions. Now this next pair is much bigger than my feet. My toes are only going to like right here on them. They're like size 12s. If y'all look, they got the Vibram sole. These were used. This was the last pair of boots my Uncle Smokey was issued. And he got the special soles on him when he was in. So they're a lot bigger than the other pair. I'm going to move one of them out of the way so y'all can see the difference. Now they're a little bit sized differently. But if y'all look at the soles, this is where the boot starts. I'm sorry, this is difficult, especially with one hand. But if y'all look, it's pretty dang big difference. The toe is kind of built up more too. Probably the result of them pushing that up for the sole, which is really nice. They get a lot more comfortable. And then there's all that stuff on there. They're like size 11s or 12s. But this whole leather right here is like all warped and heavily worn. And it's a lot more comfortable. It's not all stiff like this one. I need to like tear this one or something and just like really loosen it. Because this has got to be custom. There's no way this leather is a standard issue. Because it's just way too thin if y'all look. Actually no, they're about the same length. Mine's just not worn enough. This is like a heavily worn, sun rotted, you know. But it's a lot more comfortable. It fits better too. But I can't wear these boots. They're too big on me and their family, and I don't want to scuff them up. They also didn't have strings when I got them. But yeah, those are his old jump boots. And y'all can see the difference in the two just by the soles. And these are much better soles. I like the Vibrams more. And the inner sole on them is a lot more comfy. It's got a black, and then it's got that little brown bit in there, if y'all look. And they still smell good too. They don't smell bad like these do because they're worn. These still smell like they got the old leather. They got the old leather smell. So they're in good shape. I don't have the year they were made, if y'all can find it, because this is where all the information is on here, I think. Because I don't think it's all on this part no more. No. But he's got like this like... Yeah, it's just a lot better pair. So if y'all do get the upgraded version, do it. Because it's a lot better. But yeah, those were basically all the boots. I'm never going to get to use these probably unless I grow into them. But they're family, so I don't want to destroy them. So, you know, there's all the boots. Basically, all the uniforms. I do have to get my Korean and World War II ones washed. And I want to get a Vietnam War dress uniform at some point. But I also have to get the dress shoes and my ties, and they're probably going to be hard to find. And the dress belt buckle and all that. So I might get one, probably not. There's a lot of other uniforms out there. These are just ones that I have. I'm missing jackets and pants for some of them. Obviously, I don't have the police jacket for the police pants. I don't have the Desert Storm jacket because it's ugly and kind of a waste of money because I'm not really going to wear it. That's basically it. All the uniforms and what I know about them. If y'all can identify more about uniforms, just let me know in the comments, so that way hopefully more people can know, because there's a lot of videos out there where there will be somebody who knows a lot about them, but they can't explain it, and they're not straightforward. They have to drag it on with a bunch of information off of a military document without just giving you a straight up answer that's simple to explain. So, if y'all know anything about those, just let me know, because I do got a bunch of other surplus I'll be showing next time I do a video, and y'all are gonna have to help me out with identifying some of it, because I got a canteen with a weird lid on it. It's a military lid, but it's got brown on the inside. Y'all will see it whenever I film it. And then I might be starting up a new impression up there for that grenade vest for 101st Airborne Grenadier. So if I do start that impression up, I'll let y'all know. But that's it. So we'll see y'all later.